All right, good morning, folks. Don't have anybody on here yet. We'll see if we get KOLY and KGFX up and running. I'm going to message Mike here and see if we can get Lynn phone working. All right, got one person on there. KOLY and KGFX. My name's Jesse. Be running the show today. Let me know how sound levels are if you guys are the ones on. Get my seat adjusted a little here. All right. Okay, Mike Wagner, if you're on YouTube, if you could comment on YouTube and let me know that it's coming through for you, because it's still showing Lynn phone down. It shows you're offline on my end. All right, KOL. Hi, Karen. All right, levels sound good, Karen. That's good. I'll try to keep everything on the level on my end so you guys can bring it up on the station however loud you need it. I may have Darren in the studio with me later here. I'm not sure. We have Dakota Predator Hunters. John Linseth is on the first half of the show. Second half of the show most likely is going to be a call-in from Scott. I've only got one line this morning, so as long as I've got a guest on, I won't be able to take calls. But I am going to put out there my Facebook page, just my name, Jesse Flath. If anybody wants to send me comments through there. My cell phone there, Karen, if you want to, I'm on Scott's YouTube channel, so you can comment right through there if you want. I'm going to turn my notifications quite a ways down on my phone because I'll have my guest on there, and that'll come through the air if I get text messages during the show, which there's a whole lot I can do about that because I'm sure I'll get I did connect briefly, Mike says. Okay. All right, Mike. Hey, looks like I'm connected, Mike, on Lynn phone. So can you hear me, Mike, through Lynn phone? That'd be great for you guys. If not, you know what to do on the other side of things, I guess. All right, KGFX, if you could let me know if and when you're on. I'm going to give John a text and make sure our first guest is got cell phone service. All right. Scott's out in Minnesota at a wedding. So we're going to see how this goes. First time I've done this where I'm on 3 stations. Got YouTube up. Got K-Fire's connection up. We're going to do a little bit of that. Let's rearrange a little bit here. Back this up. No, Mike, I cannot hear you through LinPhone the way this is set up. You have to just message me just like Scott every day. I don't have talkback when I'm doing the YouTube thing, so. All right, Pierre KGFX is up and ready. And John's got cell service. Good deal. All right, I got to get my split times written down here. All right, 8:06. I'll be coming in right at 8:06. Commercial break is 8:15. Back at 8:20. Break at 8:30. Back at 8:35. Outro. All right, Mike, sounds good. All right, we got about 26 minutes left here till we go live. I'm going to go finish up some coffee. I'm going to make sure I got this leveled and ready. All right, that's ready to go. What about these commercials?
Hi, this is Andy Maroc with Piper's Auctioneers, inviting you to the Western Dakota Equipment Auction in Bowman on September 20th.
Okay, that's ready to go. All right. Mike Wagner. All right, you're on YouTube too, Mike. I see that. So you can, Mike, you can message me either place, YouTube or through Facebook. And if you've got Lynn phone up and going. All right. All right, got a message. Young kid got his first buck with a bow last night. Hopefully I can get him to come down here. I'll interview him about it. Okay. Get my game and fish pages up here. All right, I'm gonna go grab my coffee cup. That's almost better. As you stations know, I could play some background music here so you know audio's working, but Scott's been getting himself in trouble on all YouTube, people with copyright, putting copyright stuff on there. So just have to have a dead background here till we get going. About 16 minutes till showtime. I'll say something here every few minutes so you know I'm here. Lin phone still looks like it's working. All right. Audio levels going out on Lin phone. See that bouncing. That's good.
decided to come up and do some calling with John today up at his territory, and had a little rough luck this morning, but we sat down and the wind was blowing like this, and two coyotes about 22 minutes in. What, 22 minutes?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
22 minutes in. John's calling. This big male decided to come flying across it. It didn't take 2 minutes to close 1,500 yards.
Hey, how's it going?
Morning, John. How's things going?
Oh, we're just sitting up on a ridge watching deer.
Nice. Seen anything decent?
Yeah, we're seeing some ones all right. We're waiting for the bigger one though, but we're watching them all funnel in.
I got a young kid, a friend of mine in town here. I saw on Facebook early this morning. I've been texting him, trying to get him to come down to my office for the second half of the show. He poked his first buck last night.
Oh,
so
perfect.
Pretty sweet. I'm not real sure he's out of bed yet, though.
Right.
So looks like I got everything up and running here. We'll be going on at 6 after.
Okay.
Then we got a break at 15. And then if we still got stuff to talk about, if you want to stay on till 8:30 or 7:30 your time, that'd be cool.
Yep. Yeah, it don't matter to me. We're ready to get up going with you. We're gonna get up and start working with you a little bit. So.
Well, we get to that 15-minute break, and you got a 200 class standing in front of you that you got to go after. Just tell me and get the hell out of here.
Okay, that'll work. You want me just to stay on the line then?
What's that?
You want me just to stay on the line?
Yeah, if you can. Thanks, man.
Yep.
And I'm not 100% sure what you hear on your end. You'll hear me.
Okay.
But when I play the intro music and stuff, I'm not real sure you'll hear that. So you'll just hear me talking, and away we go.
And then what are you wanting to start off with, our trip from down to Wyoming?
Yeah, let's start off with that.
Okay.
Actually, no, let's start off just talking about upcoming deer season, because I got all the North Dakota and South Dakota deer bow opener and elks around the corner and fall turkey deadlines and all that. I'll go into all that.
Okay.
We'll kind of talk about what you guys are doing today, scouting deer, and talk about how things are looking.
Okay.
And then we'll save that, that second session there from 8:20 to 8:30 is only 10 minutes.
Okay.
We'll go to the Wyoming stuff in that second part.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that'll work.
All right. Perfect. I tried to turn all my notifications down on my phone. Hopefully I don't get a bunch of text messages into my phone. Otherwise we're going to be hearing that, I guess, but whatever.
I think if you just shut it on silence or on vibrate mode, it won't ding.
That might work. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. I think I got her. I do that every insurance meeting I go to, too. I'm the idiot in the phone room that has the phone going off because I can't always remember how to turn it off.
There's always one guy in every meeting.
I know, it's me. Well, I'm so damn deaf. I've got everything as loud as it'll go all the time. And
right.
Oh, well. Decent morning to be sitting out.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Going to be a little hot tomorrow, but.
Yeah, that's fine. We're sitting over a big cooler with some water down in it, so these deer funneling in and drinking and then funneling out. So
hot tomorrow will even be better for you than that situation.
Oh yeah.
You over by your place or?
Yeah, east of the highway. Yeah, the straight east.
East of the highway. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be handy if we could find one bedded down.
Yeah,
we got the camera with trying to get it on camera. So
right.
That'd be the best.
Yeah, that's how I got my decent one. He watched him go bed down in a big curl wave looking cut bank, and the wind was right and came in from on top of him, and he was still there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got to start, Scott and I got to start videoing some stuff. We've both got, they're older video cameras, but they'll work.
Right.
We just got to start doing it.
Yeah, I enjoy the heck out of it.
It just puts a whole nother twist on things.
I got Emmett's running the camera today, and that's, I think, the first time we went out hunting that I haven't run the camera since I got it. Yeah.
How's everything else look over there? Hay and go all right?
Yeah. The people, it looked pretty good, just as good as I bet you the last few years. So
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. You go down by Scott's, and some of it looked real good, and some of it was poor.
Right. Yeah, whether they get certain spots probably didn't get as much rain.
Part of it, and their snowfall was a little strange. Certain areas further south, they got that last storm that really laid it in on them, and it's kind of a weird year.
Yeah, we were pretty fortunate over here. We got quite a few rain grasses green, and yeah, it'll be good.
Good. All right, let's get a clock up here so I can see what the heck I actually got going on for about 2 minutes.
Okay. That might be that group. Let me see that, buddy. Real quick, I'll let you look after that.
1 minute. Good morning, folks. Jesse Flath coming to you live from Hazen, North Dakota for Dakota Prairie Outdoors. We're on KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY Mobridge, KGFX in Pier, and live on YouTube. Check out Scott's YouTube channel at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Subscribe to the channel. That'll get you updates of when he goes live every Saturday morning on these 3 stations and worldwide on YouTube. Also on iHeartRadio. Today, Scott's out in Minnesota. He's out there for a wedding. A friend had a daughter getting married, so he's out there having a good time, and they didn't have very good internet out there, so he asked me if I'd take the show for him today. So today with me, I've got John Linseth from Dakota Predator Hunters. John's been hunting pretty much all his life, and I've known the family a while and ran into him more and more at these coyote tournaments. How's it going, John?
Doing good, Jesse. How are you doing this morning?
Not too bad. You guys are out scouting deer, you said.
Yep, we're up sitting on a ridge. It's me, my son, and Emmett along. Emmett's running the camera today, and I'm shooting.
Well, how old's that son that's with you?
7. Yeah, my boy's 7.
7, okay. Well, that's the same age as my daughter. And does he go out coyote hunting with you at all?
Yeah, he does a little bit. He doesn't have enough patience yet, but he'll get there.
That's where Karina's at, too. She wants to go, but it's about a 7-minute set.
yeah. And then you're laughing about 2 minutes before you're ready to go to the next spot.
Karina's getting where she wants to bring a gun with, though. That's my worry is I've got her shooting off the bench, so she thinks she's ready to go get after it. And
yeah, that's how it starts.
then I hand her my 16-pound 243 to change her mind, and that seems to work.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you're out bow hunting. North Dakota bow hunting season opened yesterday.
Yep.
South Dakota's a little different. They don't open till the 1st. They don't open till tomorrow. Pronghorn bow also opened yesterday. You guys got any goats up in your area?
What's that? Yeah, we've been seeing quite a few. In the last 2 or 3 years, we've definitely seen a lot more than we have. I know there's different groups of them. There isn't as much as a guy will see probably in the southern part of the state, but
right,
there's definitely a few groups running around.
Right. I got a couple guys from Hazen here that are down in my home country in that Bowman and Rame area hunting, and I got a call from them last night. They wouldn't tell me how the hunting was going, but they wanted to know where to eat. So I'm saying they didn't have very good luck yesterday.
Yeah, they probably didn't see too much if they were worried about eating.
No. No. Once you put something down, it's pretty much beer and bags of chips. Usually for me, I don't get too hungry after I got meat on the ground. So what do you guys? You guys seeing any deer over there? You're sitting above a water hole. You were telling me, hoping to get something on camera.
Yeah, we're sitting over a big draw right now. We got a creek that runs through it. Ever since the sun came up this morning, we've been watching all sorts of deer move through. We're just waiting for that right one to bed down and try to make a move on him.
So what is your guys' I know you've got a pretty good group with your Dakota Predator Hunters group. You guys are on YouTube putting a lot of coyote hunting videos out there, trying to get some deer bow. A little bit later on here, we're going to talk about an antelope hunt that you guys went on, had some success. Sounded like a great time with Jamie P. Olson down there in Wyoming.
Yep.
What are you guys all using for gear? You hear these, we're into bow season deep here now, and you hear all these different arguments about fixed blade, mechanical blade, expandables, all that stuff. What do you guys all use?
As far as what I'm running is expandable broadheads, and then I'm shooting a Matthews bow, the older bow, and then just a rangefinder and the binoculars is pretty much what I just hit the field with. That's kind of I know some guys go into it a little bit more than others, but that's usually what I run. I don't pay too much attention to, just kind of like playing golf. Some guys think golf ball changes how they hit, and I guess for me it doesn't change too much. So
right,
I kind of just hit the field with what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, you haven't had any issues with not putting something down with whatever you're using.
No.
Good. I use a fixed blade. I've heard horror stories about the mechanical blades. I've also seen guys shoot things with fixed blades, and all comes down to if you don't make a good hit, you don't make a good hit. No different than rifle calibers,
Yep, and I've heard the same exact with broadheads. Some guys will say, "Well, I've shot deer with these or elk or whatever it may be," and nothing happened. Couldn't find a blood trail, and then I hear a guy that used the same broadhead that wouldn't go back to anything other than that broadhead.
Right.
So it's kind of whatever you prefer.
What type of poundage you guys pulling? You crank your bow as high as it'll go and figure out if you can pull it, or do you have a draw weight that you like?
No, it's kind of, I think I'm shooting probably high 50s. I'm sure it is. Low 60s right in there. Yep.
I've still got mine cranked all the way up into that 70-some category, but every year it gets harder and harder. I'm going to have to rethink my strategy here pretty quick.
Yeah, I try not to grunt while I'm pulling back. So I'll stay on that 70 range.
When you start turning purple when you're trying to pull your bow back, that's probably not the best form that you could ask for.
Right.
So you guys, did you draw? Do you get a gratis tag, or do you have to draw the normal one with the rest of us?
Oh, I had to put in for a tag. Yep, me and my wife actually both drew a whitetail buck for 4A this year.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that.
Nice. I struck out. I kind of expected to. I've been hunting whitetail the last couple of years. I put back in for mule deer down there in the Badlands west of Amadon, and about a 1% chance of me drawing with no points, but that's fine. No tags this year. I haven't even bought my bow tag yet. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't even do much scouting at all or set any cameras up. Like I said, I ordered the bow tag online. It showed up, and the season came, and
here it was.
Sitting out here to see what happens. Yeah.
It came in a hurry this year.
It did. Yep.
Now, does she bow hunt, or she just got a rifle tag?
Just a rifle tag.
Just a rifle tag. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
You still do you find a lot of, now you live on the base of the Killdeer Mountains there. Do you find a lot of sheds when you're out and about? I know you've got an awesome one that's mounted in your house. two bucks that are locked together. That
Yep,
thing's
when I was
awesome.
the story behind that is when I was about 13 or 14 years old, me and a buddy from high school went up on my uncle's land, and we were out just walking and taking turns going down different trails. And he came across it, and them 2 bucks were stuck together, and the only thing left was the skeleton of both of them. And
That's
I kept
crazy.
them around for I don't know how long, and then we decided to get a hold of a guy that does a great job mounting deer, and he mounted them for us, and now they've been up in the house ever since. But as far as just finding sheds, every now and then, I'll run through a few in the yard because during the winter time they come in and get in the hay and stuff. But
right,
as far as that, we don't find a whole lot of them. But
it's amazing. You'll go out. Scott and I went out last fall doing some coyote hunting, and we found our backpacks were loaded with sheds by the time we got back. But we've been out there 100 times and barely ever found any. And then that one trip you take, you go to a little different area, and boy, there are horns everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, when we were younger, me and a buddy would get on the four-wheeler and go up on my uncle's and take off walking, and we'd find, hundreds of sheds, and then nowadays you go up there and you maybe get lucky to find one or two of them.
One thing I haven't seen a lot of the old Facebook, I haven't seen all the posts this year about guys getting horns in their combine tires. You usually see 2 of them a day, and I haven't seen many of them this year. So maybe, I don't know if everybody got them picked up this last year or what's going on.
Well, I know there's some guys that do that pretty religiously. I know they got dogs, and stuff, and go out. They have them. You're not out there right away. They have them cleaned up, and I know with them dogs, that you don't walk by one without finding it when you're out there
right
with your dog.
What's is it Montana or Wyoming? They actually have a shed hunting season. You cannot go and pick them up even if you see them until a certain date, and there's people that line up waiting for noon. It opens at noon like our deer season does, and a horde of people head out there to pick up sheds.
Yep, I've heard of that. I think there's a few guys around here that do that. I'm not exactly sure right where it's at, but I've heard some guys around here doing that.
Sheds are cool, but I don't know if I want to be that deep into it.
Yeah, right.
I did get a text message here. Jamie Brecht is over, I'm guessing is over here by Golden Valley doing some bow hunting. He said he saw 5 coyotes already this morning, 200 yards and in, but it's against the law in North Dakota to have a rifle when you bow hunt. Come on, Jamie. You can't shoot your bow 200 yards? Fling a $50 arrow out there at him.
Yeah, that's kind of my deal. When we're out here deer hunting with a bow, and then we see one out there, it turns into, well, do you think we can get him in close enough with a bow, and we're not worried about deer anymore?
There's some video footage for you.
It is, yeah. I've got a few of them sitting in a ground blind in the past few years, but as far as spotting and stalking with a bow, I haven't got that accomplished.
That'd be a little tough.
Yeah,
have to turn into the Coyote Ninja. Have to give you a new name if you get that done.
Right.
All right, folks, we got a break here coming up. Oh, I blew through the break. See, now that's going to be the problem. We'll be back after these messages. Dakota Prairie Outdoors on KFYR, KOLY, and KGFX.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, inviting you to the Western Dakota Equipment Auction in Bowman on September 20th. Consign your items with Piper's today and line your equipment up to these featured items: John Deere and Case tractors, combines, and air seeders, a 2014 Case 4430 Patriot sprayer, low-hour payloaders and skid steers, top-of-the-line farm and hay equipment, trucks, trailers, construction equipment, and more. Join Piper's Auction in Bowman, North Dakota. Advertising deadline is August 20th. Our inventory is updated daily at pipers.com.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Mandan Sporting Goods 210 East Main again with Joe. Joe, it's getting closer and closer. Pheasant season around the corner, and you have what the bill fits.
Well, we pretty much got anything you want. All the varieties of shotguns, youth or full size. The automatics, the pumps, over under, side by sides, single shots we can get in if you want them. Pretty much everything.
And when it comes to ammunition, what's hot right now for shooting those pheasant out there?
everybody's got their own favorite load. Fiochi is pretty good. The Federals,
Somebody told me to ask you what hen pheasant tastes like.
I don't know. I haven't hit any yet this year.
The 2019 North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame Golf Scramble is September 5th at Bully Pulpit Golf Course in Medora. This annual fundraiser consistently fills up, so put your teams of 4 players together and get signed up. The tournament's an 18-hole scramble with registration beginning at 9:30 a.m. and a shotgun start at 11. The deadline to register and be paid in full is August 30th. Call Becky Sheep, 701-623-2000, or Rick Thompson, 701-290-6839, and sign up. The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame 2019 Golf Scramble is September 5th.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Once again, sitting with Andy Murdoch from Pfeiffer's Western Team. Andy, what's on the schedule next?
Thanks, Scott. Pfeiffer's has an outstanding lineup of equipment and land auctions coming up this fall. On August 22nd in Ismay, Montana, Pfeiffer's will offer farm and haying machinery, construction equipment, and guns. Pfeiffer's will once again be hosting 2 tremendous farm and construction equipment consignment auctions on September 5th in Ada, Minnesota, and September 20th in Bowman, North Dakota. Also coming up is a full John Deere collectible tractor and antique car auction in Dickinson and our Western Dakota.
All right, folks, welcome back to Dakota Prairie Outdoors on K-Fire, Bismarck, KOLY, Mobridge, KGFX, and Pierre, live on YouTube. Subscribe to his Scott's YouTube channel at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. This is all new to me. This stuff's got to be timed down. Sorry about that, 3 stations. I totally blew past that 15-minute break. I'm learning. John, you still with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, it's a little different than just the one station stuff like I used to do, and one person could cover for me. Stations, I'll hit that bottom of the hour break here at 20 after. I keep a hawk eye on this, or 30 after. Sorry about that. John, go back to what we were saying there. So you're out scouting deer. You're watching coyotes come by. You're trying to spot and stalk coyotes. Which, man, if you get that done, we got a whole nother situation going on. I'm gonna start wondering about you. Coyote season here is upon us. Scott and I've been talking about that lately. We've got probably 5 weeks, 6 weeks till coyotes are primed up.
Yeah, depending on what this weather does. I mean, it shouldn't be too far out. I mean, like you're saying, a month and a half, somewhere in there.
Are you guys going up to Williston for the Williston tournament?
Yep. We'll be hunting that one this year, and then we'll see how that goes. And then, like I said last time we talked, we're going to try and focus on going out a lot with the camera this year and saving some of them good spots for video and hunts instead of tournament hunts. But we're definitely going to be going up to Williston to hunt that for sure.
Our good friend Jamie P. Olson, he's down there in Wyoming, Box Creek Outfitters. You guys actually went down to see him this year instead of just seeing him at coyote tournaments. Went down and did some antelope hunting. Yeah. Tell us about that.
It was a great time. Jamie picked us up, at the hotel we were staying at, and he has food for you, water. I mean, whatever you need, he brings you out to where you're hunting. The first day we were down there, we got in the ground blind and sat over a watering hole, and we sat there most of the day and didn't see much. Second morning, we were back in the blind, and we sat in the blind for about 2 or 3 hours and didn't see much. And he picked us up. We went out spotting and stalking with a decoy. And I bet you within I mean, a total of 9 hours or so in 2 days, we were on about 12 to 13 different bucks. There's antelope all over out there, and he knows exactly where they're at, what they're doing, and can get you right up on them about every time.
It's a big number of acres he's got access to.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, I think I don't want to missay it, but I think it's area 26 down there and area 29. But if you wanted to get in touch with Jamie, he'd give you the exact areas that he has. But yeah, thousands on thousands of acres.
So he does antelope, he does deer. What all else does he guide down there?
Just the Box Creek Outfitter that Jamie runs is just mule deer and antelope.
Okay.
Yep.
Then he runs the now I just blanked out on what the name of his series is. The coyote series up here.
Just your coyote tournaments you're talking?
Yeah, coyotehunter.net. Good Lord.
Yep.
I lost it there for a second. I've been going to that website for 10 years, and all of a sudden I couldn't think of it. Yeah, Jamie runs a heck of a good tournament. The Williston tournament is a memorial tournament up there. They give away all kinds of stuff. He runs a tournament in Mandan. Used to have the big Coyote Classic out of Dickinson. Last year, was that not ran out of Bowman, I believe?
Yep, that's moved to Bowman, and it's going to be down in Bowman again this year.
Okay, had some issues just with the way Dickinson and the whole western part of the state has been. Facilities and hotel rooms and things just got a little too wild, so Jamie decided to move that. You know, it kind of doesn't matter where he holds those tournaments. We all have our areas we go to.
Right.
I mean, even
right in a tournament like them that Jamie puts on, to where everything's going to be trusted,
right,
and fair. Everybody has a fair chance that enters in it. I mean, you can travel extra 70 miles to get to that tournament. It's not that big of a deal when everything's going to be fair hunt. So
well, and it's nice. You've got a 2-day tournament. He doesn't make you come in and check in at the tournament that first night. It's a call in. You let them know how many dogs you have. Everything, all the coyotes are blocked. For those of you that know what coyote tournaments are all about, you tie a block in their mouth that has the time and day that you shot it, and through temperature probing and a bunch of different variables, they can tell whether or not you're shooting those coyotes out of order. And it's become a science, these tournaments.
Oh yeah, yep, definitely. And that's all after hunting all of Jamie's hunts. That hunt that we put on there in Dunn Center for the Christmas for Kids, everything is based off of Jamie's rules, from everything we've learned from there. Because that's a big thing to me, I guess, is going to them hunts, knowing that whoever else walks through the door, you're going to have just as fair a chance as they are for winning everything. So them blocks, core temp and coyotes, and everything else, is a huge part of it to make sure everybody has a fair chance at winning.
So I know we're a ways away from that tournament. I knew you had that going on. I was out of the country when you had that last year, wasn't able to come and hunt it. Touch on that, what the tournament that you guys put on and where that benefit goes to.
Yeah, it's Christmas for Kids coyote hunt, Dunn County Christmas for Kids. Money gets brought over to the courthouse there in Manning, and it's to help kids and families out that are unfortunate enough at the certain time to not be able to afford presents, and we can kind of help them out until things start turning around for them. That's where everything goes towards. It's a 1-day hunt. Last year, I think we had 32 or 33 teams.
That was pretty good turnout for the first year.
Second year.
Second year, okay.
First year we had 19 teams, and this year we had 32 teams, 33 teams, I think. And hopefully this year's bigger so we can donate more money, and hopefully have a Christmas tree with presents on it for everybody. And that's, everybody that needs one Christmas morning.
Heck yes. You get some posters over here for me. I'll get them strung up over this area.
Absolutely.
So what's your outlook on the rest of the season here? We got about 4 minutes left. You and your wife have rifle tags. You have a bow tag. You're going to be concentrating on getting everything on camera that you can. Another thing, get people, go check out their Facebook and their YouTube channel. A lot of good videos. I was just before the show started, I was watching that Hard Charger big male. What'd that dog weigh? That was a huge coyote.
We never did end up weighing him. Anderson took him home, and I think got him gone and stretched and everything. But yeah, Anderson picked him up and thought he was around 41, 42 pounds. Yeah, he was a big coyote.
He was super, super fluffy, or he was big, or a little bit of both.
Yeah, in a matter of seconds, if Aaron wanted to pull the trigger, he would have ran right by us, and we probably would have never seen him again.
And on that particular dog, so going back to some coyote hunting here, which is kind of where you and I got hooked up in the first place when it came to hunting.
Yeah.
How often do you guys take a shot? I actually had this asked to me yesterday. How often do you take a shot at a moving coyote or a moving deer or whatever the game may be?
We generally don't. The big thing for us is, if you're going to shoot at something, whether if it's your deer hunting, elk hunting, antelope hunting, coyote hunting, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you make a good enough shot to, to kill that animal and not be able to wound it and not be able to find it.
What's your theory? Going back to my discussion I had last night, North Dakota Game and Fish, they finally let us have illuminated knocks so we can try to find our arrows when we do or when we hit or we don't hit. What's your theory on lighted pins, range finding devices attached to the bow? About 2 minutes left here. What would you like to see happen?
Well, like I said, I'm not into, like I used to be a lot, into bow hunting and all that. But as far as that, I mean, it's just something you're going to have to manage and watch out for, because, if you have you're getting all them options in there to shoot deer, you got to make sure everybody's, following the rules on everything.
Right.
With that, but I'm not, I can't comment too on that, because there's guys like, I got buddies that are way more into bow hunting, and every single day they're bow hunting, they're shelling bows, they're doing all this. Them guys would be the guys to ask. I don't feel it'd be educational enough answer to answer that.
It's just tough for me. Like I was saying, the times that I do get to go bow hunt, I've got lucky and had success twice here in the last 5-6 years.
Right.
I don't know that any of that stuff would have given me any more of an advantage. I just worry about that ethical kill shot. When I do get the opportunity to pull that string, I want to make sure it's on the money.
Right. And you go back to where, it's right at dark, that half hour after sunset, whatever it may be, and you got that buck coming in and you pull back on him and you can't make out your sights, and it kind of just looks like a blob in the back.
Right.
It's not worth letting the arrow fly and you find him not being able to find that deer.
Yep, that's the truth. Well, John, I hope you guys see something down there in the water hole and we can see some video and pictures here coming up. Good luck in the tournaments. When it gets closer to that Christmas tournament, you want to do get the word out. Give Scott or I a call. We'll get you back on in November there.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us on, and hope you have a great weekend.
You bet. Check them out, Dakota Predator Hunters on YouTube. And John's on Facebook. His partners, Mr. Didi's out there getting it done. We'll be back after the bottom hour break here. I think I'm going to try to give Scott a call and see how his weekend is going out there on K-Fire, Bismarck, KOLY, Mulbridge, KGF Action Pier, and live on YouTube, Dakota Prairie Outdoors. You there, John? Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
syphilis.
Okay, we are on YouTube live. Sorry, YouTube, I forgot to play the YouTube commercials that time. There's a lot of stuff to do when you're doing this YouTube thing and you're producing your own.
Damn right it is.
When you were actually on K-Fire doing the studio stuff on your own all day long, running the What's on Your Mind program, how in the world did you keep everything straight? 20 seconds, by the way.
You know, because there's very talented people, and I was lucky to be one of them.
Stand by. Hey, folks, welcome back to Dakota Prairie Outdoors on K-Fire, Bismarck, KOLY, Mobridge, KGFX, and Pier, and live on YouTube. Check out Scott's channel at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and click subscribe, and you will get updates when he goes on live, whether we're testing stuff at Sanford's and Dickinson or whether it's an actual show. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for helping me out, Jesse. I appreciate that.
Hey, you bet. No problem. I'm kind of doing the rookie thing here. I blew through my first break by about a minute. I forgot to play the internet commercials for this bottom of the hour break. But I guess worst comes to worst, we at least got the show out there this time.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of people don't realize, Mike Wigner and Karen and all those guys down at Pier and everything, what back timing is. But
right.
Today's it's like, these young people of today, it's the same thing in the radio business. They don't know what the back timing is.
No, it's all computerized. It all does it for you if you're voice tracking.
Yeah, I know. You got to do that old school like we do.
Yeah, I mean, I got this little clock in the corner of my screen here, and by God, it's counting down by the second. And at 8:54 and 16 seconds, I got to remember to play this outro here, or things are going to go bad.
All right.
Good Lord.
I tell you what, Jesse. Not only do I appreciate you helping me fill in here because we had a wedding, a good friend of ours out here in Minnesota. And I'll tell you this right now, I do not fit in Minnesota very well. I stick out like a sore thumb.
You kind of stick out everywhere except for Grant and Slope County.
That's probably right. So this wedding, it is, not only very unconventional that, I'm not used to, but I was in charge of. It was a very unconventional wedding, but they also had a knife and hatchet and axe throwing station that I was in charge of last night.
That does not surprise me. I know where you're at. You're at Master John Anderson's.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows the martial arts side of the world, you guys are both instructors, and he had knife and axe and hatchet throwing at the ceremony. I wish I would have came
not
with.
only at the ceremony, but I was like, he's like, as soon as supper is like, as soon as you get done eating, you got to open that station up. And he renovated it. He's got a little place outside of Glick, Minnesota, 100 acres maybe, out here in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely beautiful, man. He's done a really good job. He renovated his old hip roof barn into a beautiful place to hold a ceremony for his daughter. And, sometimes you just need to set aside your beliefs and everything that you stand for, and you're going to be there for him and his daughter. Because, I remember when she was born, she was growing up, and everybody says, well, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to support that until you actually be asked to be part of that wedding, and then you're going to be doing it because that's what you do.
Then it's all about just going and having a good time.
And let me tell you what, I had people throwing. I had a 97-year-old lady who's never thrown anything in her life. I got her to throw a hatchet and got it to stick in the wall. Man, I was proud of speech. It was awesome. And I'm talking to people that in Minnesota, they hear my show, they listen to it, whether it's on one of the 3 great radio stations or YouTube Live. They're calling me the radio guy out here. And they're talking about wolf hunting. And that created a lot of animosity at the supper last night.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. I didn't realize wolf hunting is such a hot topic with a lot of people in the Midwest, but holy cow. And so, you know what I did, Jesse? I pulled up photos of my 15 calves that I lost last spring or this spring.
Yes.
And in 6 days, and I said, this is why there needs to be a season, because North Dakota's, it's still an endangered species.
Right.
And this guy was hunting in Alaska, and he was, you know, talking about it. And this lady at my end, she was not happy about that at all. And so I told her, I said, here's why there needs to be some type of a season somewhere, somehow. Because I was out 15 grand before the season, my calving season even got going really strong.
Right.
And I got to tell you, she turned her theories around a little bit more than you think.
Well, they don't understand. They don't understand the reason why. They don't understand why we go after these, you know, and the fallback to anti-hunters always is, well, did you eat it? Nope, I sure didn't.
Yeah.
But it didn't eat my $1,000 calf.
Exactly. Yeah. And, you know, most of the people that listen to my program here across the Dakota Territory, they're egg orientated.
Right.
And they understand that whole situation. You know, I mean, granted, I'm not into the small grains and the grains as much as our friends are.
Right.
I'm only on the cattle side of things here, but I got to tell you, man, anything that helps the agriculture community, I'm going to be standing right next to it. And it was a good little talk last night. Did I change her mind? Probably not, but I made her stop for a little bit and think, I guess.
Right.
That's all that we're going to do.
She may still not like it, but maybe now she has a little bit of an understanding of why.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, but that same guy, I mean, caribou hunting, red stag over in
Red stag. He must have went to New Zealand if he's hunting red stag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's the thing, you know, and it's no matter where you go. And we also talked about this last night too, Jesse, is when you go to New Zealand or you go to Australia or Africa or any of these places, okay, if you're a hunter and if you're going on these hunts and you have the money, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to spend the money. I mean, he said,
right,
okay, he went on a red stag hunt and he was going to spend $6,000 no matter what.
That might not even include his cost of getting there. It's not cheap to get to New Zealand.
No. This is just his hunting opportunity.
Right.
Okay. Now so here comes a red stag that was, in their minds, a monster, you know, a trophy red stag. And he said, can I shoot that one in the what do they call them? Personal hunters, professional hunters, PRs, whatever they call them.
PHs. Yep.
Yeah. He said, you can shoot that one, but it's going to be $28,000.
Trophy fee.
Trophy fee.
Yep. On top of what you already paid just to go hunt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he squeezed the trigger off and he said, you don't realize, he said, and this guy, I mean, granted, he's done well in his life. Okay. I mean, he's able to do this $28,000. And he's like, you know what? If I squeeze a trigger, it's $22,000 more than what I'm already spending. But I want this red stag.
And I'm probably never going to get to come back here and do this again.
Probably.
Yep.
You know, so he squeezed the trigger off. And he's like, I'm going to take that. And this lady at the table is like, well, I just don't understand why you guys do this. And I said, do you realize that the hunting fees, the $28,000 that he gave this guy
all went
at the end of that hunt, about $20,000 or maybe more, I don't know what it is, but a huge majority of that money goes back to conservation of making sure that animal is, you know, progressive in staying alive and doing everything it needs to be. You know, no different than, you know, somebody taking a lion in Africa or a giraffe or an elephant. You know, these guys are spending the money to make sure that the poachers are not taking him illegally
to fight the ivory trade or to fight the illegal poaching of the they use the gallbladders out of something over there for certain things. And and then plus when you're talking Africa and you're hunting elephants and giraffe and whatnot, you're not bringing elephant meat back to the States. You're not bringing 2,800 pounds of meat back. That goes to the tribes. It feeds them.
It stays to the locals as much as And the same thing with even in New Zealand. He said the red stag. He said the same thing. So he shot his wolf in Alaska, and he was on a caribou or moose hunt. Moose hunt is what he did.
Okay.
And non-residents in Alaska have to take a moose over. I think it's like 53 or 55 inches. It has to be a minimum of that range or bigger.
Oh, okay.
And his hunter, his PH took him out there, found him one, shot it, and he said before they even started to get up out of their stand to go after this moose, he said there was I don't know, what do you call them, a pack of wolves, maybe, I don't know. He said there was a gray wolf, gray wolf, gray wolf, gray wolf, black wolf. He's like, what's it going to cost me to take that black wolf? And I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah.
That entire money goes back to the Montana Game Fish Parks, whatever they call themselves up there. Because
Alaska. Yep.
Yeah. And it goes to help this. Once he explained that to that lady, he said, so this money, if you don't have this money, and if you aren't spending this money, those wolves don't have a chance of being the population that they have, because people like him that can afford to do this and have throw around money, maybe. I don't know if that's the right term that I'm going to use, but I'm going to use it because I don't have that. But,
well, it's no different than if you're hunting, or there's guys that are into cars, and are you buying a $5,000 car, or are you buying a $50,000 car?
Yep.
You and I finally got to the point in our lives where we're not shooting the $250 Walmart deer rifle anymore.
Right.
And part of that came because of what we wanted to do with our hunting range and different things that we're doing. But gone are the days of, I haven't shot factory ammo in 5 years. I reload everything because I want my bullet specific,
Right.
So it doesn't matter what kind of sport or hobby you're into. There's levels. There's the entry level, and there's the I'm going to keep my hand in the air at this auction until I take that item home. I don't care what it costs.
Yeah.
And everything in between,
But on the other hand, what's nice about what you and I do is, if you're in the entry level portion, holy cow, your phone is vibrating.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to stop doing that, and I can't figure it out.
But on the entry level side of things, you can still be an effective hunter. And
you bet.
And a lot of people are like, and that's what I really dislike about some of the national television side is, no matter what commercial they break away to, you got to have the best, the latest, the greatest, and all those guys. On the national side, they are sponsored by those equipment. If they're shooting a Ruger, they're sponsored by Ruger, and the Ruger's going to give them the latest, greatest.
Right.
Okay? And you don't need that. What you and I do, we went out, we worked our way up to that because coyote furs for the last few years have been worth some money.
Right.
And we turn around and take that money and reinvest it into what we're shooting and optics and all that kind of stuff. Now, same thing. You're going to have people that are going to argue like crazy, optics here and there, and I don't like the burst eliminators, and you're shooting this and that's fine. And we're fine as long as you're shooting, and as long as you're using some type of, just go out and have fun and do that.
Right.
And
are you on speakerphone, Scott?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're fading in and out a little bit there all of a sudden.
I'm in the middle of Minnesota.
Are you in the middle of one bar country? And not bars, alcohol bars. I'm talking one bar of service.
I got two LTEs.
Oh, well, that's not too bad then.
But there's two bars behind me without the cell tower bars.
I know what you're saying. That is, when you're in Minnesota, that is something you'll never be short of, is bars. There's a bar every 3/4 mile.
The fun part was on the way out here, as much as we had a good time, I did not get picked up for speeding, but my wife did. And don't get me wrong, this guy was awesome.
Oh, it's going to be expensive, hey.
Well, he took her from a 74 mile an hour into a 60 to a 64 in a 60 because he said, this way it's not going to affect your insurance rates. And I'm like, well, the guy that's my insurance agent is doing my show this morning, so we're going to have to talk about this.
Let me tell you, Minnesota, I want to say their minimum fee is like $125. It's kind of like South Dakota.
South Dakota is expensive.
Yeah, they don't fart around. North Dakota, why do you think all the out-of-staters come to North Dakota and put the hammer down? Because they know that they can get caught going 82 in a 65, and it's going to be $30.
No, I don't want that to change. Okay, I mean, there were some laws, was it 6 years ago or something like that, 6-7 years ago, in the legislature? They were like, we need to increase the fines. That's not going to help. Okay,
I agree.
I got to tell you, I can do 130 miles an hour in North Dakota, and in South Dakota, I'll do 4 miles an hour of speed limit. I'm going to be paying more in South Dakota than I am in North Dakota. And I found that out the hard way. The first time I ever lived in South Dakota,
okay,
I did 5 miles an hour over the speed limit in a commercial vehicle.
Oh, no.
It was $200+.
Yeah.
And 3 points on my license. Now, Minnesota, the guy said, I got to tell you, we don't have point system like you do in North Dakota, because I'm like, perfect. And I didn't care anyway because I wasn't driving. So it was awesome.
Well, Scott, we got about 3 minutes left here. We got all kinds of season open. North Dakota Bowl for deer and pronghorn is opened yesterday. Dan Fry, you remember him, green shorts guy that golfed with us in Medora?
The guy who wore the shorts that were too tight for him?
Yes, way too tight. Like he may have worn them in in high school. He's down in our home country trying to get an antelope with a bow. And Casey Holen, good friend of ours, great hunter and fisherman, his son knocked down his first buck with a bow ever last night.
Nice.
I tried to get him to come on the show, but he's either still in bed or was afraid to go on the radio. So he's at home. Gotta give Grady some props there and make fun of him a little bit at the same time. South Dakota Deer Bowl actually opens tomorrow. They open on Sunday, which is a little different.
Now South Dakota's got some different units and areas. I mean, Custom
they
State
do.
Park. Yeah,
but for the most part of the state, it's open September 1st, and their out of state rules are a little different. Go check out they got a pretty nice Game and Fish website. And North Dakota finally updated their website, the Game and Fish website. So
yeah, a whole new look to it. It's
a little bit easier to get around on. Yeah. Dove opens September 1st in North Dakota, same in South Dakota.
Crow season.
Crow is open. Elk and moose seasons are just around the corner here next couple weeks in both states. Fall turkey lottery deadline September 4th in North Dakota, September 13th in South Dakota. So get your apps in. They are open and available online.
Kill them dirty birds.
Yeah, get them birds down. That's a tag I've never had. I've never had a turkey tag. I've never had an antelope tag either.
Here's the thing. If you want to hunt turkey in North or South Dakota and you go to a landowner, there is probably a 99% chance they're going to say, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when they get thick, it's not a good thing for the cattle people, boy. They can cause some disease problems and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Next week, Thursday, I'll be coming down to see you. I'm sporting my shirt today, North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got that going on.
The old annual golf tournament. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to Rick. Is the tournament full? Their goal is to fill Bully Pulpit with 2 4-man teams per hole.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's full or not, but we're in, man. And we are every year that this has been happening, we donate a rifle or a gun or a pistol or something. And this year we have a 22 large loop, I think, don't you?
Yeah, got a 22 large loop Henry, 4J Gun Pro here in Hazen, ordering that in for us. Should be here on Tuesday. I'll pick it up and we'll be headed down. Golfing with Gene and Brenda this year. We try to do a little bit different team every year. So,
that's the thing. We want to try to bring somebody new every year. And I think that's one of the keys, to keep it fresh and new is get other people involved. And that's what Cowboy Hall of Fame is about, whether in North or South Dakota. You always want to get new people involved in this and introduce them. That's what we try to do a lot.
That's right. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. See you next week. All right, folks, for the 6 people that are on YouTube with me, Darren, I see you just woke up here a few minutes ago. That's all right. I guess we handled her. Thanks for making the way through with me today. Missed a couple breaks there and whatnot, but Scott will be back next week. Join him at 7 Mountain, 8 Central. If you're going to be at Bully Pulpit next week, come say hi to us. Have a good weekend.